Yo, welcome to the first episode of the motherfucking Minority Sports Report Wrestling Edition. Wrestling! Ooh! With my cheap ass belt. I'm your boy, Big Black.
And I'm your boy, Skate Dollar.
Oh, Skate motherfucking Dollar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Basically, this used to be part of our Minority Sports Report show, so do check that out. But we decided that there's a lot of wrestling, so we're just gonna fucking spin it off. So now we got two shows, twice the amount of work, twice the amount of editing, hopefully twice the amount of listening. So welcome.
Yeah, so like John said, we had to start this off because there's a new partnership going on between Impact, AEW, and New Japan. So not only we were originally covering AEW, now there's two other promotions to try to cover, so it's a little too much for one show, so we had to spin it off into this shit. Stop flexing over there.
It's sad flexing, man.
So AEW seemed to kick open what they were calling the Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
So that was also our doorway into this fucking new podcast, I guess.
True. They forced our hand.
Yeah. Basically, apparently how this all started, I don't know if you remember, before AEW actually started, there was a pay-per-view called the original All In.
Yeah.
Which was, it wasn't under the AEW banner because it wasn't created yet, but it featured wrestlers from New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, NWA, and two Mexican promotions, AAA and CMLL. And basically after that pay-per-view and like how big it was, they Cody and the rest, like the Young Bucks and Tony Khan, they announced the formation of AEW. Then after when that all started, AEW started, Tony Khan let Jon Moxley go over to New Japan. Jon Moxley ended up winning the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship, which is New Japan, one of New Japan's belts. The IWGP, that's like their governing body or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Not only that, Kenny Omega is the current AAA World Champion, along with the AEW World Champion. There's rumors that with this new partnership, is he going to win the New Japan belt and possibly the Impact belt and become a belt collector?
Oh,
yeah. So there's little rumors like that, but like one thing I read that like New Japan doesn't want an outsider, even though Kenny Omega came from New Japan. He's technically an outsider because he's signed with AEW.
Yeah, right.
And they don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to do that because it's not going to benefit them at all. But continuing that trend, we saw the likes of Thunder Rosa come over from NWA. She was originally the NWA Women's Champion. She defended it a couple of times on Dynamite. She eventually lost that to Serena Deeb, who's defended it on Dynamite a bunch of times.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, and then we had Kenny Omega, basically, when he beat Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. Basically, it was due to the fact that Don Callis, who is the Impact Wrestling Executive VP, basically interfered, helped him win that belt, and then he started showing up on Impact. Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, started showing up on Dynamite. Private Party and Matt Hardy went to Impact.
Yeah, it's been fucking nuts.
Yep. We have New Japan stars like Kenta showing up in AEW. They also had their New Japan former tag champions, Finjuice, which is David Finlay. Do you remember a wrestler called Fit Finlay? Irish dude, he used to come out with the shillelagh and beat the shit out of people with it.
Yeah.
Well, it's his son, David Finlay, and this other guy named Juice Robinson, who are, I seen them wrestle once on Impact, and they're pretty damn good.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's just a lot of crossovers going on right now. People popping up everywhere. There's talks of a Bullet Club versus the Elite.
Oh, that'd be
like a versus pay-per-view type of thing. So who knows? There's thousands of possibilities for this shit to spin off.
Thousands of possibilities. And one possibility that will not be happening on this podcast, unless we're talking shit about it, is WWE. We will. I fucking loathe the WWE. I love their product. Great wrestlers though. I hate everything what they stand for. So unless I'm talking shit, probably won't be talking much about that. So if
Probably
you're a
not.
WWE fan, sorry, we're
Yeah,
not
sorry.
talking about your program.
Yeah, because
But I will.
we were both out of the wrestling world for the longest time until
Yeah,
like AEW started.
yeah.
So
Till about last year. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, we will, however, give props where props are due. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I'm not a hater just to hate. I mean, sometimes I am, but just wanted to get that out there. This is
Yeah.
not a WWE podcast, so if that's what
And
you're looking for,
it's not that we didn't try. We tested the waters, and
over
it
the last
just
year,
yeah, we've tried a couple of times. I mean, the only thing that's really
more than a
impressed
couple of
me
times.
from WWE has been their NXT shit.
Yeah, I won't even watch that,
Yeah, but
but I heard it's good though.
it is. Like I told you, there was one NXT War Games, like it's a double steel cage. There was a women's
Mhm.
match that was fucking fantastic. But that's kind of the really only good shit that I've seen out of WWE so far.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So yeah, I just had to say that before we got too far into people like, what about Finn Balor and the Firefly match or whatever the fuck? I don't know,
it's
man. That's
two
just not
separate
that's not
people.
a cup of tea. See.
But it also fits in with our minority sports report shit. Like we're covering the minority wrestling companies, if you think about it that way.
Yes. Yes, sir. See, that's how we do it. It's
Yeah.
all about the minorities. That's how we're doing things. I like how you think. I wish I could
Yes.
insert that GIF right now. The black dude tapping his head. I like how
Just
you
make your
think,
own. Make
bro.
your own. You just created your own right there.
You're right. You're right. Oh my god. All right. Oh, we're recording. All right.
Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I said, there's been a lot of shit going on. Kind of too much to cover everything right now.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of start it off with just reviewing the recent shows. Which we had Impact Wrestling, which airs Tuesday nights on Access TV
Access.
and
Yeah.
Twitch. And I mean, out of the three of these companies that we're going to be covering, this is probably the least experienced one. I mean, they've been around for a while. They went from TNA, and they're now Impact, but wrestler-wise, they have a lot more unknowns, I
Exactly.
would say.
Yeah. In terms of wrestler wise, because AEW is the newer promotion, but
Yes.
there's way more experience there.
Yeah. But it's not lacking in talent.
For sure. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Especially in what's called their X division, which is like their cruiserweight division, if you want to consider it that. But in last week's episode of Impact, they had their championship on the line. Their champion, TJP, is fucking nasty. I would highly recommend checking him out. He defeated a wrestler called Josh Alexander, who I kind of refer to him as the Canadian Kurt Angle, because he comes out like super amateur wrestling with the singlet. He got the fucking wrestler earmuffs on and shit.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
remember seeing him on the pay-per-view a couple
and
weeks ago. Yeah.
Solid technical wrestler.
Yeah.
And this match with TJP is like another technical wrestler. He does a lot of like submission MMA style, high flying kind of shit. So he's like all over the place, but they're both great. And this match didn't let down. Josh Alexander ended up getting this shot by, I know we watched the pay-per-view. Remember that triple threat revolver match, which was an interesting take.
That was crazy.
Yeah. It was 3 men in the ring. I think it was 6 or 8 guys total.
I think it was 8 total. I want to say it was 8.
I think it was 8 total, but 3 guys started, and as they go, someone gets eliminated, another one comes out, and it's basically constant 3 people in the ring until the last man standing. So Josh Alexander ended up getting this chance, but like I said, he lost to TJP. TJP hit his detonation kick. It's kind of just like a jump in kick to the face, and then he hit his Mamba Splash. I'm assuming this dude's from LA, because that's basically a tribute to Kobe, because he kind of goes up in the air, does like a little basketball between the legs thing as he splashes on you. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's how
he's fresh.
he hit that for the win. Yeah, so really impressed with that guy. TJP is also in New Japan. Yeah, I believe
Okay.
he pops up on New Japan Strong. He wasn't on this week's episode, but they've mentioned him before.
That's tight. That's tight.
The
I love
next,
that. I love it.
yeah, the next match up, we had a fatal four-way, which was also part of the X Division. This one was Trey Miguel taking on Suicide, Willie Mack, and Davari. Suicide has been around forever. I'm not sure. There's been a number of wrestlers who've taken on the Suicide name. I'm not sure who it is now, but it's still a very impressive, like high flying luchador style wrestler. Willie Mack is a fat black dude, but he's fucking athletic as shit.
That nigga's nice, bro.
Yeah.
He's nice. Yeah.
Davari, I believe he's been in TNA, well, Impact for quite a while. He's I think he's Indian.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I may be wrong on that, but I've seen him before, and I think he's one of their veterans, but he's also very good.
Very good.
Yeah, this Fatal 4-Way was great. I mean, all these guys were doing some crazy shit, but it ended up getting won by Trey Miguel. He hit a Meteora on Suicide to get the win. Basically, what the Meteora is, it's you jump off the top rope, put your knees on their shoulders as they hit the mat. Doesn't look that impressive of a move, but I guess that was his finisher. And that's how he got the win there. Next up.
Yeah.
You had something?
No. I was just giving you a breather because
All right.
you took all the notes.
That's all good. Next up, we had Matt Cardona, who we've seen on AEW not too long ago. He was there. I think he got let go from WWE, kind of went to bounce around a few places, ended up in Dynamite, and now he's signed with Impact. But he was taking on Hernandez, which I don't know if you remember LAX, which is like Conan's group of like a bunch of Spanish wrestlers.
Way back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, they had like Santana and Ortiz were originally in it. Homicide and Hernandez, Conan. So like that was their squad. But now he's kind of by himself since everybody else has kind of moved on. But basically, Hernandez is a hired gun in this one. He was hired by Cardona's former best friend and former tag team partner, Brian Myers. Basically hired Hernandez to whip Cardona's ass. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that beef, but seems like it's heading towards some kind of pay-per-view match or some kind of big match between the two. But Cardona was able to get the win after he hit his radio silence finisher, which is basically a move where he bounces off the ropes, jumps up, kind of sits on your chest as you fall and hit the ground. Again, not very impressive, but that's his finisher.
So the opposite of the other guy's finisher.
Yeah, instead of jumping off the top rope and landing with your knees, you bounce off the rope, jump up, and sit on his chest.
Money.
But so after Cardona got the win here, Hernandez jumped him as he was getting like a post-match interview, and he was beating on him until another wrestler called Eddie Edwards came out, who's a Boston native, which I found out doing some research there. Nice. Came out to save Cardona. So we're probably going to end up getting a Matt Cardona, Eddie Edwards versus Hernandez and this Brian Myers guy. So that will probably happen maybe this week or next week or so. The next matchup was the debut of New Japan's tag team, Finn Juice. This is David Finlay and Juice Robinson. They took on, listen to this name, they took on Reno Scum. It's a tag team of Luster the Legend and Adam Thornstowe.
Oh, that's great.
These dudes came out like, they look like just punks, like punk rock type dudes. But yeah, I mean, this is basically a showcase for Finn Juice. I wouldn't necessarily call it a squash match, but it was kind of all Finn Juice in this one. They're, like I said, they're former IWGP Tag Team Champions. They hit, I don't know if this had a name. I didn't hear them mention a name, but they hit a move where one of them does a suplex from the top rope, and then the other one frog splashes the guy they just suplexed, and that's how they got the win in this match. After the match, the Good Brothers, who are the current Impact champions and former wrestlers in New Japan, came out and started trying to what we would say, try to sun them. They came out talking shit like, "Oh, I remember when we were in New Japan and you were the young boys following us around, carrying our bags, this, and that." And Finjuice didn't back down. They were like, "Listen, I don't know if you guys have heard, but since you guys left, we've kind of done some shit. We're not the young boys anymore. So we're probably going to get a tag team match between them two. Who knows? Maybe a three-way between them, the Good Brothers, and a tag team from Dynamite from AEW."
Yeah, I mean it's again thousands of possibilities, and that is definitely in the one of them.
We've seen Private Party come over and challenge for the belts. I mean, obviously they lost because the Good Brothers are still champs, but who knows, man? I mean, the possibilities are endless there. Next up, we had a women's match. We had Tenille Dashwood taking on Nevaeh. This is kind of another one that stemmed off the last pay-per-view. I don't remember that tag team match where one of the girls kind of fucked up, and when they lost, the other girl walked off and left her in the ring by herself.
Yeah.
So it kind of continued that storyline where Tenille Dashwood came out and told that girl that got left in the ring, I believe her name was Havoc, I think it was. I may be wrong, but yeah, she basically came out like, "Listen, this girl sucks. You need a new tag team partner. Let me go out into the ring and beat her ass to prove it to you." And that's what she did. Dashwood hit Nevaeh with a crossbody splash. As she, like when they get laid down in the corner and they do like the Bronco Buster or something. Mm-hmm. Instead of doing something like that, she did like a crossbody splash up against the corner, and then kicked her in the head, like did a running kick to the head. That's how she was able to get the win there. Nothing too impressive in this match, but it wasn't a terrible match. It just kind of happened. And then in the main event, we had probably the biggest name in Impact. Well, one of the biggest names in Impact, Tommy Dreamer. Yeah. I mean, 50-year-old man. So, I mean, it is what it is, but he's the most recognizable name, I would say, on the roster right now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a couple of others. I mean, if for like the old school guys like us coming back, right? I mean, there's plenty of newer guys that are incredible, like who he took on, Moose.
Yeah, dog. Oh, my God. That guy's a beast.
Yeah, former NFL player turned wrestler.
Beast.
Yeah, he's super jacked black dude.
Yeah,
and he's a great wrestler, man. He does some crazy shit out there. And this one was an old school rules match. It was basically anything goes hardcore match. So it's like a good old ECW match. And it didn't disappoint. I mean, there was trash cans, kendo sticks, all kinds of shit going on. But the reason this match happened, Tommy Dreamer had a match at the last pay-per-view against their champion, Rich Swann, and he kind of passed the mantle after losing, saying, like, this is our champion, and gave him the spotlight. And as soon as they turned their backs, Moose came out and destroyed both of them.
Yeah.
And that's what led to this match. But in this one, Moose was able to pick up the win. He hit what they're calling a Uranagi, which is essentially just like a rock bottom. And then he speared the shit out of Tommy Dreamer to score the win. And this is kind of setting up a match between him and Rich Swann, because he's carrying around the old Impact belt. He's calling himself the champion. So
Moose?
Yeah, he's not the champion. He's just carrying.
Oh yeah, belt. That's right. Yeah.
Rich Swann is the actual world champion.
Yep.
So it's kind of leading to that little feud right there, which I like, because Rich Swann's a great wrestler, and like I said, very impressed with this Moose guy.
Yeah, Moose he's a moose.
Yeah, he's a beast. Comes up, Moose. That's just pretty funny. But yeah, so that was Impact.
Sorry, like I said, I don't watch Impact, guys, so I don't really have much to contribute to this part.
Well, they're stepping their game up. They got a new announced team, which involves D'Lo Brown.
That's right. D'Lo was on the mic.
Brown, and I believe the other guy's name is Matt Stryker, who's I think he was another old WWE guy. But so they're definitely stepping up their stuff with this whole partnership. So they're picking it up there.
To be quite honest, while he's watching, I'll be editing this, so that's why I can't watch Impact. Not that I really want to either.
No,
Yet.
you don't want to.
Yet. But yeah, from the few, we've been paying attention to it since the promotion, the crossover. So the bits that I have seen, there's sloppy wrestling because there's a lot of the talent who's still green.
Mm-hmm.
But the good wrestling is really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's solid. So, if you're free Tuesday nights and you got nothing to do and you like wrestling, just check it out, man. You're gonna like you're going to like
something
several
about
wrestlers.
It.
Yeah, you're gonna like something. Yeah.
Yeah, some of this got some good gimmicks going on. Like there's this one girl, Rosemary. She's like some undead kind of character, but she's a veteran. I've seen her around for a while in TNA because I've been checking out some of the old TNA stuff on Twitch. The TNA/Impact, I should say. But yeah, I mean, check them out. It's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's good. It's some solid stuff happening there,
especially now with this whole crossover. I mean, it's getting up there.
Right, and that's what
other wrestlers over.
That's what pulled us into it,
Yeah.
So it's working.
Yeah, it works. Sucking us in. So jumping into the main show that brought us back into wrestling was AEW Dynamite. Oh, there it is. There it is, kid. What's it called? Big Platinum?
I don't fucking know.
I forgot what they call it.
Oh, it fell!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! The plastic steel fell off his shoulder. Oh my god!
Yeah, we had another good episode of Dynamite this past week. Kicked off with Hangman Adam Page and Matt Hardy taking on the Hybrid 2.
This one was like surprisingly good, man. Like it's always good, but this one was like, for me at least, it was up there. Yeah.
So yeah, they were taking on Hybrid 2, which is a tag team with Jack Evans and Angelico, which sounds like a Mexican wrestler, but he's a white guy. Probably luchador trained, but
yeah.
They're a great tag team, man. Good high flyers. And then this one, I mean, it was a great match. Probably wasn't the best of the night, but it was up there. I mean, all the matches that night were good.
Yeah, they were all really good.
But Hangman was able to hit the buckshot lariat on one of the Hybrid 2, and then as he was about to continue his move, possibly get the pin, Matt Hardy, who's done what he's been doing as of late, tagged himself in and got the easy win to a quote unquote unconscious member of the Hybrid after taking that buckshot lariat. But after they won the match, Hardy started talking about how Hangman has like signed with him and how I think he's what he said, like he was getting to get 30% of Hangman shit or something like that.
Yeah, something stupid like that. Yeah,
something weird like that. And then Hangman was like, "Oh, you didn't read the fine print of the contract," some bullshit like that. Called out the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot with a copy of the contract, and they showed it to Hardy, and Hardy kind of read it and revealed that him and Hangman Adam Page are going to have a match at the next pay-per-view Revolution, where if Hangman Adam Page wins, he's going to get all of Matt Hardy's first quarter earnings.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, so Matt Hardy was all shocked, like, "What the fuck? You pulled one over on me, blah, 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 blah." And then they kind of agreed to the point, like another stipulation to where if Matt Hardy wins, he's going to get Hangman's first quarter earnings. And after they agreed to that, the Jaguars mascot attacked Hangman Adam Page, and it revealed himself to be Isaiah Cassidy of Private Party. And then Isaiah Cassidy and Hybrid 2 started to beat up on Hangman, and that's when the Dark Order came out to save Hangman, who have been trying to recruit him over the last few months on Dynamite. And he kind of gave them the little wink and nod at the end of the episode, maybe alluding that he's down with them. Who knows? But, I mean, Dark Order went from super heels to lovable baby faces, kind of. After the death of Brody Lee.
Yeah, for real.
Which I'm not mad at because I like the Dark Order.
Yeah, I like them. I like them with how they were with Brody and post Brody. It's good. Yeah.
So they seem to be unofficially led by his son now, -1. Which, I mean, obviously Brody Lee's name wasn't Brody Lee. It was like John Huber. But his son's name is actually Brody, so he's going by Brody Lee, but his number in Dark Order is -1 because he's so small, and he's fucking hilarious. He comes out barefoot, no shirt,
No
kendo
shirt.
stick. It's fucking hilarious.
Having a time of his life.
Speaking of Dark Order, and it kind of fits in with our next match. Did you hear what happened to Anna Jay?
No, what happened?
She's injured, bro.
Oh, that's who it was?
Yeah, she hurt her shoulder. She's gonna be out for 6 to 12 months because it's gonna require surgery.
Wow.
And it costs her spot in the women's world title eliminator tournament that's currently going on.
Oh.
She's getting replaced by somebody, but I think it's a reserve person. I've never heard. I read the name, but I don't remember it. I've never seen it before, so maybe somebody who's been on Dark, which I haven't been watching as of late because there's so much other shit to watch.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens there and see how this new replacement works out. But last night's match, we had Rio coming back after 11 months off because of COVID and being stuck in Japan and shit like that.
It wasn't last night's match. It was
sorry, last week. That's what I meant.
Good. Yeah, it's cool because this will probably be posting around the same time. Yeah. So it's like, this is previous week shit.
Yeah, previous week.
Cool. We'll get it together. Don't worry. This is the first episode.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, so she came back after a long layoff. She took on the NWA Women's Champion Serena Deeb. Obviously, her belt wasn't on the line because this is an eliminator for the AEW Women's World Championship. But this was a fucking fantastic match. I would say match of the night. Super technical between both of them.
I mean, they're so good.
Reversals and fucking like crazy pin attempts at the end of the match.
But submissions and
crazy submissions and reversals and all that. But eventually, Rio was able to roll up Serena Deeb and get the win. I was kind of impressed with Deeb because she seemed way more aggressive and physical in this match than she usually is. I don't know if that was because she was able to fight somebody a lot smaller than her and was able to like show her muscle now.
Yeah, because usually
it might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, because usually she's super technical with shit.
Yeah.
And like a few power moves here and there, but yeah. But I think that's what is like the draw for Rio. Like she gets beat up, by the chicks, but then she always somehow wins.
I don't know if this is her actual weight, but they keep saying she's only like 98 pounds.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up, dog.
Yeah, so they continue to say she's like under 100 pounds. So this girl is super tiny, and she takes
tiny,
an ass whipping and finds a way to fucking win.
Oh my gosh, she's only 23.
Yeah, I forgot she was that young. Yeah, she remember when we first started watching. She said they started training her when she was like a kid, not even a teenager. She was
like 9 or 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's been in the game for a while, and she's only 23.
Wow.
But yeah, so it was good to see her back because I know you've missed her.
Oh yes, I love me some fucking Rio for real. God damn it, she's the best.
So that was another first round women's title eliminator match, which we'll continue to follow there. Some of the matches we're not going to see because I think they're airing those on YouTube. Like
one of them's going to be, yeah.
Oh yeah, one of them's going to be on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, on the 28th.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so I believe that was it Thunder Rosa and somebody? I forgot who it was.
Yeah, I can't remember because I'm sorry, I'm looking up Rio's weight.
No problem. But yeah, so I mean, we also have. I think this week we have my girl Tay Conti taking on Is it Nia Jax? Or is that the girl from WWE that I'm confusing her with now?
Wait, say that again.
The Native Beast. What's her name? The big girl.
Oh, the Native Beast. Yeah, the Native Beast. What the fuck is her name?
Fuck. I think I just called her by the
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. Something Jax is from WWE.
Sorry, I had to stop looking because I keep finding her build weight. I'm trying to find the real shit. Yeah.
But like I said, Rio's tiny, so
She's
she
fucking
probably is under
tiny.
100 pounds.
Yeah, she's really small. She's really small.
I mean, not only are we seeing AEW women wrestlers in this shit, they're bringing in Japanese wrestlers. Like, there's a whole Japan side of this tournament bracket. So we're bound to see some crazy matches with this tournament.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be. They're doing some dope shit, yo.
Mm-hmm. Any luck on that before we move on to the next match?
I just keep saying like 99 pounds, 99.21. Like, yeah, everything's like.
So we'll say she's around 100 pounds.
Yeah, she's like 100 pounds. She's fucking tiny. Yeah,
Tiny.
So.
So the next matchup on Dynamite, we had Orange Cassidy taking on Luther. This match,
yeah, that was a fast one. That's why I was like, I don't remember this, but yeah.
Fast one. Nothing too crazy happened. Cassidy hit his orange punch, got the win.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
Yeah, probably set up a tag team because this was 1-on-1. Probably set up a tag team match. Best friends versus what are they called? Chaos Project or something like that.
Yeah,
him and that Serpentico guy.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Team Taz calling out Sting. So Taz, it was a Taz, Hook, his son Hook, and Brian Cage came out. Apparently, the other guys were, I think they had travel restrictions or some shit. Yeah, not sure exactly what happened there, but they were down 2 members.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ricky was in Texas. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, maybe Hobbs. Was Hobbs from Texas too?
I'm not 100%.
But I know Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs weren't there.
Yeah.
But so Taz called him out. Obviously, Sting responded, came out with his normal baseball bat like he always does. It's fucking Sting.
Yeah.
So Taz was like, "Oh, you're nothing without your bat. This, and that." So what did Sting do? He dropped the bat. I don't remember if he threw the first punch. I believe he did. I may be wrong there, but they started going at it. Obviously, he was outnumbered, so they Team Taz got the better of him, and Brian Cage ended up hitting Sting with a power bomb.
Mean power bomb,
which from what I read was Sting's first big bump since he got a spine injury in the WWE back in 2015.
Yeah,
and dude, I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if you follow Brian Cage on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Right? Oh, of course I do, bro. He's fucking great on Instagram.
Did you see what he posted?
I don't remember. I saw it, but I don't remember.
He posted a clip of him powerbombing Sting, but when the impact hits, they cut to the scene of like Mortal Kombat bones breaking. Yo, it was fucking mad funny. But yeah, so apparently Sting's fine apparently, but yeah, a lot of people in the quote unquote wrestling world were like holding their breath to see how he handled that because, like you said, it was a mean power bomb for somebody who has a spine injury.
When we watched it, I was like, "Holy shit! He fucking killed him! He fucking killed Sting."
Yeah, but it was a mean one. This is also the reason this happened. They're building up towards their street fight at the Revolution pay-per-view, which is going to be Sting's first official match in AEW, I believe, because we haven't seen him in action yet.
Yeah,
he's just kind of been lurking, jumping people, showing up, popping up here, and there with fucking Darby Allin and shit. But yeah, that was that. The next up, another fantastic match, which I was very happy about. We had the AEW World Tag Team Championships on the line. We had the champion Young Bucks. There's the pin right there. I got mine too somewhere. I think it's in my room.
Here we go, boy.
We had the Young Bucks defending their belts against Santana and Ortiz.
It's a great fucking match.
Great match. And I was really hoping Santana and Ortiz won this because if they did, that meant they were going to be going on to defend the belts against other Inner Circle members, Chris Jericho and MJF, which would have been fantastic storyline there.
Fire.
But unfortunately, they lost this match. Kind of their own fault. Obviously, it's storyline and shit like that, but Santana and Ortiz powerbombed one of the Young Bucks into the crowd to kind of take him out of the picture. And then as Ortiz was getting back to the ring, he did his normal thing where he just stands there and screams the best like 5 times. And then as he got back into the ring, he got surprised and rolled up by Nick Jackson.
It was so fast, bro.
And lost it. Yeah, and obviously Inner Circle did their thing.
Oh, because he was talking shit to their parents.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, their parents, the Young Bucks' parents, were in the audience.
Were in the crowd.
In the crowd,
So
yeah.
he was. But he always does this in every match. He's just
But
standing
yeah,
there, the best, over and over again. But didn't work out for him this time. And in typical Inner Circle fashion, they jumped the Young Bucks. As they're jumping the Young Bucks, they kind of cut to Kenny Omega, Don Callis, and the Good Brothers who are backstage. And supposedly Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers are best friends with the Young Bucks. But they just kind of sat there and watched them get their ass beat on the monitor in the back. Brandon Cutler, who's a wrestler, kind of has like a Dungeons and Dragons gimmick. I'm not sure his relationship with the Young Bucks. I'm assuming obviously everybody's kind of friendly with each other, but he came out and tried to help them. Caught an ass whipping for his troubles. I think he caught a mean powerbomb or some shit on the stage.
On the stage, yeah.
And then finally, the Good Brothers took their sweet ass time, came out and chased off the Inner Circle. And I think that's just kind of how that segment ended. I don't remember anything much after that.
Yeah. Yep. But it was a great match.
Great match. Two great tag teams there.
Yeah, entertaining as fuck. AEW puts on great fucking shows week after week.
For sure. Next up, we had another tag match. This one was FTR minus Tully Blanchard because he was stuck in Texas because Texas don't know how to handle snow. And they were taking on the Seidel brothers. Matt, who's I believe he's the veteran. I'm not sure how long his brother Mike has been wrestling. But yeah, they're both signed to AEW, so they're teaming up now. And this one was kind of would you say a squash match for FTR? Can you hear me?
Yeah, one of my whole things just like crashed out for a second, but we're good now. The last, all right.
So FTR was able to get the win. They hit the big rig finisher for the win. After the match, they threatened to cut Mike Seidel's hair, like they kind of did a couple weeks ago to Luchasaurus. They cut the horns off of his mask. Yeah. And as they were trying to do that, the lights cut out, and that's when Jurassic Express came down. I think they had like a little promo video or something pop up, and then they came down. Luchasaurus showed off his new mask, which was, I mean, it looked similar, but like you said, had a lot more detail in it.
Yeah, it's just a lot more detail.
Yeah. And so he got his revenge for cutting off the horns in his mask, and leading up to a 6-man tag match this week, which we're gonna see Tully Blanchard in action. Old ass Tully Blanchard.
I know, dog. That shit's gonna be fucking wrestling.
Did you see Marco Stunt posted something on Instagram? He was like, "I can't wait to punch Tully Blanchard and to be the last person to punch Tully Blanchard in the face." But so that's going to be interesting. Let's see how much he actually gets in the ring for this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he was a hell of a wrestler in his time, but like I said, he's an old man now. Who knows?
He's old, yeah.
I mean, he could probably still go. I mean, obviously, a lot of this stuff's scripted, so who knows?
I remember this is a while back, but he did a move to somebody off like the top rope.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
I was like, holy shit, he still got it. Like, didn't miss him. It's like riding a bike for him. It looked like so.
They do that shit day in and day out. I mean, you kind of don't lose. It's like riding a bike to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But yeah, so that was that. Then in the main event, we had a big 6-man tag. We had Jon Moxley, Lance Archer, and Rey Fenix taking on Eddie Kingston and the Butcher and the Blade. This has kind of been going on for past few weeks with this whole faction. It's also included Pentagon and Pac, which is like the Death Triangle teaming up with Lance Archer and Jon Moxley and shit like that. But this was another great match. A lot of good shit happened in this one.
They're all fucking phenomenal wrestlers.
Yeah, and especially seeing the stuff that Lance Archer is able to do as such a fucking huge human being.
Yeah. The backflip off the top rope.
Walking the top rope and then backflipping on. Like, he basically does the Undertaker and then one-ups him by backflipping onto the dude instead of just, like, chopping him down like the Undertaker used to do or whatever the fuck he did.
Yeah, it's fucking... Yeah, Lance Archer is nice, dog.
He's a beast. Eddie Kingston is, I mean, he's a good wrestler, and he got his own style. He's like that brawler style, like kind of like John Moxley is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Butcher, well, Butcher and the Blade. The Blade is he's a veteran. He's been around for a while. The Butcher is a death metal. Not I don't know if they're death metal, but he's a fucking rock musician turned wrestler, and he's impressed the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Over the past year or so since he's joined AEW and been like a full-time wrestler.
Yeah, he's fucking it up.
Gotten crazy shape, crazy in the ring now. Like it's crazy, man. He's definitely stepping up his shit.
Yeah, you can see it week to week. Like literally, you can see it week to week.
But in this one, Moxley was able to hit the paradigm shift. I forgot who he hit with it, but he fucking spiked the shit out of him and got the win. And then after the match, the Good Brothers came out and attacked John Moxley. After they softened him up a bit, Kenny Omega finally came out and issued a challenge to Moxley for the title. Well, challenged Moxley to his own title, which we kind of knew they were going to have a rematch after the way Moxley lost the belt. We knew it was going to happen, but we weren't expecting this shit. He fucking challenged John Moxley to an exploding barbed wire death match, which we don't see that shit here in the US much. And if they do it in the US, it's like on a super small pay-per-view for some super small promotion. Like
some shit you never heard of.
Yeah, like CZW. They're like the only US promotion. I think there's 2 US promotions right now, CZW and somebody else, that do like deathmatch style wrestling. And I can't wait for this shit. This is gonna be nuts.
For real.
I read one article. I can't stand fucking bloggers and all that shit. Somebody was talking shit about how this is diminishing the product and that this is gonna like diminish the talent and all this and that. I'm like, dude, like let them do whatever they want to do. Like they're grown men agreeing to this shit. They want to have a exploding barbed wire death match. Let them do it.
Yeah, they were doing this shit before AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what the fuck is the problem?
Death matches have been huge in Japan and shit like that for years. Like Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, he was doing death matches back when we were watching WWF. Like that shit was going on. We just didn't see it out here. That wasn't the style of wrestling that happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, the most extreme shit we got was ECW at the time.
Yeah,
they never did. I mean, they did some crazy shit, but they never had fucking bomb matches and light tubes and fucking glass matches, glass and shit like that. Like, there's some crazy shit that people do now.
Boy, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
so
fantastic. Fucking violent, man. God damn it, I can't wait.
It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, so after he made that challenge, obviously Moxley was being held up by the Good Brothers on either side, and Kenny Omega took the opportunity to hit him with the V trigger, and that's basically how that show ended. So yeah, that was Dynamite.
Yeah,
looking forward to this week.
Dynamite.
There it is. Yep, that's the belt that's going to be on. Well, the real one is going to be on the line in that barbed wire death match. Exploding barbed wire.
Leave me and my fake shit alone. Leave me and my fake shit alone, dog.
Just wait. Yeah, I might have something in store for you next week.
Oh, I might have something in store for you next week. Shut the fuck up! I got the belt. I'm the champ. No,
donate. So the most recent promotion that I started to follow, New Japan. It's kind of confusing because there's so much shit that they have. Like they have New Japan Strong, which seems to be their like US based promotion. They do their show out of LA, but there's also the Japanese side of New Japan, which I think they do. Like they tour from spot to spot, and like each week or so they kind of title something different. Like I remember one week it was called The New Beginning, and then the next week it was like Road to Castle Attack or some shit like that. So it's a little confusing, and I'm not sure if
I fucking love it.
And I'm not sure if New Japan Strong is like the only part of it that's going to cross over to Dynamite, or if they're going to bring in the other, like the Japanese side of it. Because like on the Japanese side, there's one tag team called the Gorillas of Destiny, which is I don't know if do you remember a wrestler from WWE called Haku?
Ooh,
Sounds familiar, right?
from video games.
All right.
Like,
So his sons wrestle for New Japan, and they're the current IWGP Tag Team Champions. It's what's his name? Tamatonga and Tonga Loa, and
oh,
they're nasty wrestlers.
okay.
They're part of the Bullet Club. There's also this dude called Jay White. He's like the leader of the Bullet Club right now. He's nasty. There's another dude called El Phantasmo who's part of the Bullet Club. He was on this episode of New Japan Strong. He's nasty. So like I hope they do bring those guys over because like I mentioned earlier, I would like to see their Bullet Club versus the quote unquote Bullet Club that we have between the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because all reports are saying that those guys in New Japan, the current Bullet Club, are pissed that these guys are using the Bullet Club name. So I mean that could lead to a hell of a pay-per-view, hell of like crazy matches and shit like that. Who knows? But yeah, so kicking off the recent episode of New Japan Strong. This one was called Nude Beginning USA 2021.
That's like a fucking NASCAR race. God damn it. What the fuck, bro?
But so this one, it kicked off with a 6-man tag. It was Mysterioso, Adrian Quest, and Rocky Romero taking on Barrett Brown, Ray Horace, and DKC. I mean, this was a pretty solid match. Romero, who's apparently like some big YouTuber, podcaster guy, as well as a professional wrestler. I think he fought like one MMA match or something like that. But he was able to get the win by hitting a superplex off the top. I think it was off the top rope. Well, whatever. He hit a superplex and then like instantly transitioned into an armbar and got the submission win for his team. So that was a good one. And then in the next match, we had Fred Rosser taking on Hikuleo, which is another one of Haku's sons. This is his youngest son, and I believe he's also a member of the Bullet Club. But Hikuleo got beat by I believe more like a veteran, Fred Rosser. These two were kind of going back to back. Well, not back to back. They were going back and forth. But Hikuleo was like the much bigger, stronger guy. So he was kind of dominating a little bit. But Rosser was able to get him with like a backslide. First he kicked out of Hikuleo's chokeslam, which apparently he was the first guy to do that in that promotion. So it's kind of a big deal for them. Yeah, and then he was able to steal the win from Hikuleo. And then after the match, Hikuleo was all pissed off, saying that the ref was terrible. He sucked. And that he's the bad guy and that Fred Rosser shouldn't be pulling his hair because he's the bad guy. He should be doing that shit. So basically challenged him to a rematch with a new ref. So we'll see if that happens this week. And then and these episodes are short because the next matchup was their main event. It was El Phantasmo Bullet Club. Yeah, 3 matches, rather quick. But it was El Phantasmo taking on this younger wrestler called Leo Rush. This black dude. Both great wrestlers. I mean, this was a good match. Apparently, they did something called like the Super J Cup, which is like, I think it's like their cruiserweight cup type of thing, like X Division or junior heavyweight, whatever you want to consider it.
Yeah.
But these two had like a history going back to that. And this match was damn good. But El Phantasmo, or as he calls himself, LP, ELP. It's El Phantasmo sounds like a Mexican wrestler, but he's another white guy. Another white guy. But yeah, I watching this shit. I like this guy. He's like the cocky asshole. Like during the match, as he's wrestling this dude, he's talking shit to the announcer, who I guess he has beef with, and like he's funny. I like this guy. Word. But he at the end of the match, he pushed Leo Rush into the ref, and like as the Leo Rush guy was like, "Oh, like my bad, I didn't mean to do it." Turns around, got super kicked the shit out of him, and got the KO win for ELP or LP as he calls himself. But yeah, so that was a very short New Japan Strong, and next week on New Japan Strong is when we're gonna get Jon Moxley versus Kenta.
Nice.
The IWGP US Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, that should be a hell of a match. Can't wait to watch that one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Rasslin.
I mean, maybe, like I said, New Japan's new to me. It's a little confusing. I might start watching the Japanese stuff, which it's kind of hard to find English commentary. So, like, it's kind of hard to cover something when I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I can watch the match and follow the match, but the storyline that the announcers usually kick out, like, I'll have no idea what the fuck is going on. But they, like I said, they got some impressive guys over there with like the Bullet Club and all that shit. There's another group called Chaos, which is like their good guy stable versus the Bullet Club. They kind of go back and forth. They also got like a 6-man tag team championship. So like that's usually defended a lot there. So there's a lot of good stuff going on that may cross over into these other promotions. Who knows?
Yeah. Thousands of possibilities, baby.
Yes, sir.
Thousands.
Weirdo.
No, sir. Oh man, yeah. Like I said, I watch AEW. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been checking out these other ones because of the show, mainly because we've talked about doing this for a while. So I kind of been keeping tabs on them for the past few weeks. And I've dabbled a little into WWE, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt because one of my buddies is a big WWE guy.
Okay.
So he was like, you need to try. Just give it a shot.
Okay.
I watched NXT, like I said, is probably the only thing that's impressed me. I watched the Elimination Chamber last night just to see, because I've never seen that style of match before.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the cage is crazy, but the match is nothing spectacular. I think they could. I mean, I don't know how the past matches have been, but the two that I see last night, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
No.
Hear from Scame.
Yeah, but now I think I'm a fit. Other than I may flirt and dabble with NXT stuff, but I'm not watching any of the Raw, SmackDown branded shit. I'm done with that.
Yeah. Full shiggity.
Yeah.
Well, fucking awesome. He's done with that shit. I'm done with it. And this podcast, I know. And this podcast is also done. So thank you guys for listening to the inaugural episode of... Did I use that word right? I think I did. Yeah. I'm getting kind of tired as fuck, so that's why I'm like...
Same.
But yes, this is just part of TMSR. So follow us all collectively at TMS Report. We are on the internet. Where can they follow you, brother?
Follow me at Game666 on Instagram and Twitter.
66 on Instagram.
Oh no, what was it? 666 or 666? I forgot what you.
It doesn't matter though. 666, 666. Fuck it. 666. Doesn't matter, dog. There's 3 6s in that shit, followed by Scame.
No, preceded by Scame.
I told you, I'm fucking tired, bro. And I am at the Beatnik, and thank you guys for chilling with us and kicking it. And we'll have another one next week. Peace out.
Peace.